Hello, wonderful people. This is Tom Check with Choice Coaching. It's so good to have you back. Continuing our theme on talking about what prevents you from stepping up into your power, we're going to talk about a big one in this video, and that's the voice of fear. And you've heard me reference this before, but I think it's something that really what I find more and more with myself and with my clients is that this is really what's underneath all the other stuff we put in our way. And that is the voice inside our own head that is just terrified of change. It's terrified of a lot of things, but change is the easiest one to identify. And this shows up differently for different people. For some people, it shows up as a fear of failing or a fear of finding out they're not good enough. If I'm afraid of failure, it's a lot easier not to try so that I don't fail. But that also obviously removes the possibility of success. And if I'm so afraid of feeling not good enough, then never putting myself out there and creating action will keep me from finding out I'm not good enough, but it also keeps me from finding out that I am good enough. And this is an interesting topic to me. It's one I really like, but what if we recognize the fact that we gave our brain an impossible task? We told our brain at some point in our lives that everybody had to like us, that everything always had to go right, that we could never fail, that we always had to look good, we always had to live up to what the expectations of the people around us were. Oh, and by the way, we also have to, get a great job that pays a lot, own a house, not be too capitalistic, meditate, do yoga, have some exercise in our lives. And all of these things, we tell our mind, we tell our brain to be in charge of making sure happen. And is it any wonder that we spend nights laying awake wondering, did I do that? Did I cross that off my to-do list? Oh God, I need to remember to write that down right now. Right? Like that's probably something you've heard in your head at some point. And the challenging part is to remember that voice of fear isn't you. And that might sound super crazy to some of you because it's something we've all lived with our entire lives. And it sounds just like us because we're so used to hearing it. But what if for a moment you think about the idea that voice of fear isn't you? And what if it was a friend of yours and it started saying all the nonsense that this voice says? You say, you know what, I'm going to go start that business. And that friend comes up to you and he says, you know what, you're going to fail, so you probably shouldn't even try. And even if you do fail, you're not going to succeed at the level you think you're going to succeed. And even if you do succeed, you're still not going to be happy. So you might as well just stop trying at all, right? And the hundreds of other things that your mind comes up with. You wouldn't want to be friends with that person. And yet, we spend all day, every day, choosing to listen to that voice in our head. So today the experiment is, and this is one of the hardest things that I invite my clients to do, is notice the voice. And notice that it's not you. See it in action. Think about that thing you want most and just watch it go to work. Because it's going to be telling you all sorts of stuff that are designed to keep you where you're at. But what if you recognized that wasn't you? And that was just going to be there no matter what, and you didn't have to follow its advice. When we think about stepping into our power, it's not about removing fear. It's about stepping through fear. The fear is always there. But you are powerful enough to step through it because you recognize that it is not always real. And you are smart enough and your heart is big enough to know that you are more powerful than that voice thinks you can be. What if today you just noticed that there's you and there's the voice, and maybe they're not the same thing? This might seem a little wacky to some of you, and that's totally okay. This is some of the most powerful stuff that I do with clients, is helping them recognize their own power by stepping through that voice of fear. So give it a try. See what happens. Let me know. This has been really good talking to you. I hope this has been useful, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.